Good day. How you doing? It's a Tuesday. Yes, I'm doing this on Tuesday. I did it on Monday last time. Probably should have done it yesterday, but I mean, so much stuff basically happens between now and then. It's like I don't know. I'm pissed off. I mean, Jesus, what a shitty week. I mean, I'm not the only one who had a shitty week. I'm like I said, everybody else had other picks. And you know what? And we're all doing the same thing, right? Looking at the stats. What did I say in my early videos? Stop looking at the stats. They'll screw you up big time. So I kind of went. I didn't dig. I dug less this time around. You know, the first week I went 10-5. This week I went 5-10. Like, but I did also say in my videos that this is an underdog channel, and long shots and all that. And look what's coming in. And I said it's going to happen in the early part of the year because you can't expect anything because you know the teams haven't settled in, so it's kind of hard to judge who's good and who's not. And the NFL is the same. I mean, second weekend there's still surprises. There's surprises all year long, but not as many as there is this early into the season, right? So, and like I said, I'm hoping that you guys kind of don't follow me to the letter. Like, um, I mean, the whole point of this was to say that, or to show that there's a shock value in sports betting all the time. Um, um, one of my one of the things, and if I swear to you, if you look back uh, last year, or year before, um, uh, this has been a constant. Okay, look for a major upset on a Thursday and a Friday. There's not too many games to go over, so I mean you don't have to go very far. But there's always one, and there was one last week, and there was one the week before. I'll bring up last week's scoreboard because, like I said, I don't have a whole wall, and I don't have a studio that with a bunch of assistants who are telling me, you know, one one thing after another. Like what's that Barstool guy? He's got actually a guy who's looking up stats constantly as they're doing the show, right? So it's like, um, uh, okay, so sorry, just give me 1 second. But like I said, that's surprises all the time. The trick is defining it. Maybe we should use you know, the strategy that some of the big bettors in Vegas use. If everybody's betting one way, they bet the other way. And if you look at, like I said, last week's uh, last week's Kansas Boston College game. Yeah, I know, man. Not one person picked that. Nobody. Nobody even. I didn't even see anybody pick them to cover the spread. Never mind win the game outright. Um, but and here's a bit of shot. I wish I hear these things before I make my picks. But one of the other websites I was watching, and I'm going to find out how that's done. If somebody knows how, leave it on my comment because that's really important. I think value to sports betting. 82% of the money was on Boston College, and they lost their fucking ass. Shock! Not to me. That doesn't surprise me one bit, right? Like something has to give here. I mean, like I said, I won some money the first week and losing my fucking shirt the next. Okay, here are my great picks coming up. All right, but like I said, keep an eye on Thursday, Friday. Watch for an upset game. Uh, there is basically, pardon me, the sorry, week four. There's I got well Thursday game I got Houston and Tulane. Houston is a 5 point dog. 5.5, 4.5 points. Sorry. And Houston's been running up some big numbers, right? They have, and don't forget they've also been playing ranked opponents, which basically accounts for their record right now. But they're still throwing up numbers against those ranked opponents. Tulane's not bad. They played FIU, but I wouldn't really go putting them at the top of the leaderboard just yet. I would take Houston in that 4.5 points, just because I know Houston can put up big numbers. And like I said, that Derek King, I said it before. Derek King is he's a senior, and he's probably looking to get into the NFL. And the bigger numbers he puts up, the higher he's going to get picked, right? So I mean, I'm picking basically Mariota this year in the NFL because of that stat. I know he's going to play really well, or he's going to put his best effort because he has to, right? Remember, their contracts are on the line. Next one I got here is also is that on Thursday as well? No, that's on Friday. Is the Utah Utes at USC. Utah is only a 4-foot favorite. And I don't give a shit about this Kedon Slovis guy. I know he's not bad, but he's still a rookie, and he's still susceptible to a lot of picks. And Utah defense is just the team to do it. So I can see this guy throwing at least 3 picks in this game. And it's Utah, right? Utah is now, and with Washington, probably the only contender for the Pac-12 crown. And I mean, these games they have to win, right? They have to win these games. So I'm taking Utah and covering the -4. What else have we got? Next game, okay, next game would be a Saturday. Like I said, if you got $5, if you're online, go $5 on the money lines. Throw some money on Air Force, or on Florida International, right? That is going to be on my long shot pick, right? FIU and Louisiana Tech is 2-1. They haven't done anything to show me that, that they're better than FIU, right? FIU is still playing with the same quarterback they had last year, and he did well last year. So I could see them bringing that 1 and 2 up fairly soon now that they're going into divisional play. So yeah, why not throw a few bucks onto Florida International, right? There's going to be an upset. I guarantee it. On Thursday or Friday, there's going to be an upset, right? I think Houston would be the upset, right? Because they're a 5-point dog. So Florida is the upset. USC, I don't see USC doing it. Yeah. That's like asking, let's say, like Texas A&M to do it against Clemson. It's just not going to happen, right? And you got Air Force and Boise State. Air Force played really well. They held Colorado really well. I told them, I said last week, I said it was the one game that I really thought I did well on. Because, like I said, after watching that Michigan Army game and knowing that the military schools, they all pretty much play the same way with that triple threat, a lot of teams are going to have a tough time with it, right? And Colorado did. So Boise State, I think they're a class above Colorado, though. Okay, here we go into the Saturday game, the first game. And you're going to notice there's a few games I'm not picking because everybody's picking them and everybody's playing, and I just don't really want to jump into that class. Okay, so the first one I'm looking at is California at Ole Miss, and California is a 2-point underdog, 2.5-point underdog. Is that what I got here? Yeah, I got 2.5. Pardon me, my mouth gets dry when I talk too fast. Okay, so California's defense is really good. After watching them for 2 games, I mean, they're for real. And Ole Miss doesn't really have much of an offense. I can see California holding these guys. I don't know what the over-under is on this. They have not posted it as far as I can see. They might have on one of the betting channels, and I'll look it up for you in a second here. But yeah, like I said, California's defense should be enough to hold back Mississippi from scoring too much, and their offense is good enough to put up some points. I think they cover on that. I think they cover even on the road. And I realize it's a long way to go, but I'm tired of these fucking stats. They got to travel. It's at night. They're playing on grass. I'm fucking tired of it. Because apparently it's not working for even the best guys, So us lackeys here, we're, we're basically following their leads with how they play on grass or fucking tired of it. Absolutely tired of it. You know, I'm just gonna play by gut. I made more money going by gut. I one time I had I was on one of those the football pools, not a pool. It was the pool like all 15 games. All you had to do was pick the winners on the pro line, and I went in and went off the cuff, and I played my gut, and I got 14 out of 15. Right, Minnesota screwed me. They screwed me every year, bastards. Anyways, yeah, that was it. I mean, it was just basically right off the cuff. Okay, the over under on this is 44, so it is pretty low. That's a tough one because that's pretty low for a college game. But I would call it under on that. I think the defense is going to hold Miss maybe to a touchdown at best. Okay, so next game we got here, Michigan and Michigan at Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a 3.5-point favorite. With the numbers they're throwing up, and they're at home, is there any reason why you would pick Michigan? Not me. I'm not going to say much about this game. I really don't have to. Wisconsin right now looks like the team to play. Remember though that they're at for comparison, because you really don't have much else to compare it to. But compare them to Maryland and their first two games and the high numbers that they put up. And then Maryland walked into Temple, who was a much better team, and lost. Problem is, they're not walking into Michigan. Michigan's walking into Wisconsin, so that's why we're taking Wisconsin. I think Michigan's good enough to play them, keep it tight. But I think Wisconsin's good at home. They're just going to score enough to win this game outright. So that's why I'm taking Wisconsin. All right, Auburn at Texas A&M -4. I like Auburn in this one basically because they are at 3-0, and I think at this point, once they got past that Oregon game, now that they won it, I think they think they have a legitimate chance to contend here. And attitude is everything. And yeah, like I said, they've already faced a high-powered quarterback. Hebert, right? Hebert. So the Lamond, I think they'll have no problem dealing with him. And their D can contain, their D can contain Oregon, I think they can contain Texas A&M. I mean, and that's basically, again, that's about as far as I'm going to dig into this game. Take Auburn, and you've got 4 points to go with. Again, another game where you can see this coming down to a game, a win by 3 points for either team, which makes money for us. Okay. Pardon me. UCF at Pitt. UCF's on fire. And again, they're still looking for respect. There's another show on YouTube that you guys have probably seen if you're digging around. Because if you found me, you're definitely digging. Uncle Lou. And he takes UCF and he picks a top 10 and he takes UCF and he puts UCF at number 10. And he says UCF is going to go no higher. I don't care who they play and what their score is. He says they will never get higher than 10 on my list because the committee will never ever get them higher. You know what I mean? They will never put them in the top 10. I believe that, but there has to be some outside influence. There has to be enough people bitching about that. Because if UCF, just like Boise State, you remember how they disrespected Boise State? Never fucking gave them a shot. And they were good enough to take on Alabamas and the Georgias back then, they were good enough, and I bet you they were scared that some group of 5 team was going to pick their sweetheart power, was going to kick the shit out of their sweetheart power 5 team. That's what I think is they didn't want that. They didn't want the public to see something like that because it'd be embarrassing. So, anyways, and I see the same with UCF, and it's too fucking bad too because it's not fair. A team puts that much effort, plays that hard. They deserve a shot at the playoffs as well, you know. And this uh, these playoff thing that went from 2 to 4 should go to fucking 8 or 16 if you ask me, because that's not fair to a team like this. If they did go to 8, I guarantee you they would not put UCF into that. And if they went to 16, they would maybe allow them, but they find ways. Trust me, they'll find ways to keep the Group 5 teams out. Anyways, enough of that shit. UCF at Pitt. UCF's on fire. Pitt, I don't give a shit they're at home. There's a lot of people, oh, it'd be tough at home. Yeah, well, they didn't play very tough against Virginia. And I think UCF's better than Virginia. And Virginia beat them by I think it was 18, 20 points, at least. So yeah, I'm taking UCF, because once UCF starts, you know, they're like that juggernaut from the, what's that show? The, that one with Wolverine and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not that old. I know what the show is, right? X-Men. Sorry. Like I said, I'm still taking the nerve pills. All right, so yeah, I'm taking UCF and the 12 points. Washington at BYU. Yeah, that Washington thing with California, I think it was just a fluke. I think Washington's a lot better than that. And BYU, they came off that win. Yeah, sure, but still not good enough to take on Washington. Washington's favored by only 6 points. I think Washington will win by a touchdown. I said that against California too, I think. In the end, you guys are still making the ultimate decision, right? I think Washington will win by a touchdown, though, at least. Um, Wyoming. This is a different. Here's one off the cuff here. Wyoming and Tulsa. Wyoming is 3-0, and Tulsa is like a. I have written down this. I have to. This is why I picked Wyoming. I have to see a mediocre team beat a dual threat quarterback like Sean Chambers before I bet against them. Okay, so I'm taking Wyoming and the 3 points. They actually have 3 points on this one. I think Wyoming was good enough to beat Missouri. I wouldn't put Tulsa in the same category as Missouri. That's for sure. Yeah. So, pardon me. So yeah. So like I said, that Sean Chambers, he's throwing up some big numbers too. Not in throwing, in running. Kind of more like this guy should be playing for Army. All right, so I'm taking Wyoming at Tulsa. Okay, so Kentucky and Mississippi State. Kentucky deserved that game. You know it. I know it. I don't know what happened in the end there. I didn't have it on TV. So, the only status that'll change is this Tommy Stevens, quarterback from Mississippi State. And for some reason, there was some show that said that he was going to TCU. And so I went looking for him at the TCU channel and couldn't find him. And yeah, I don't know how that got slipped in there. So, anyways, yeah. So, but here's the thing. Again, I got this written down. I'm saying not knowing the status, because they kept saying they don't know what his status is going to be for the game. He's up, he's down, all that. And I'm like, well, you got Mississippi State at a -7.5. So not knowing the status, that's kind of weird. How that's kind of a mystery. So, anyways, Sawyer Smith, I think he did pretty well, pretty good. And then I don't know. I think Kentucky can come in and beat this. There's another one of those money line games you might want to throw on Kentucky because they're a 7.5 point dog. Okay, so like I said, I'm going with Kentucky. Oregon at Stanford, taking Oregon. Yeah, it's 10 points. Yeah, I don't think Oregon will have a problem with that. Besides, they got to jack with that one loss. They got to fucking start jacking up their. They got to start jacking up their points. Okay, we got OK State, Oklahoma State at Texas. There's a lot of people going Oklahoma State's way here. I don't know why, but obviously obviously Vegas thinks Texas is vulnerable too because it's only a 5.5 point spread here. I think Cowboys can put up a lot of numbers, and this is going to be a game of attrition basically. Again, another one of those who got the ball last scores. So I think on this one I'm going to go with OK State. Oklahoma State. Probably because, like I said, they're the underdogs, right? So, here's a big one. Notre Dame at Georgia. Minus 14 for Georgia. You know, that's a big spread against the number 7 team. But the number 7 team has not really played anybody of any value. So I don't know how to pick this game. I think the 14 points is too much. Personally, I wouldn't bet this game, but I think the 14 points is too much, considering this is still Notre Dame with book. And then oh.
Good morning. Is this Roger?
Yeah.
Roger, this is Ashling, dietitian, calling from the Tom Baker.
Hey.
Hi. How are you this morning?
I'm okay. When private numbers come up, I get worried.
Understandable.
I'm like, okay, do I owe money to somebody? Oh, that's that mafia guy again.
I know. I wish we could unblock our numbers, but you'll just have to, live in suspense every day, I guess.
Yeah. How are you?
Everything's going with your.
Sorry, I forgot where I left off there. I think I left off in the OK State game. No, the Georgia game. Okay. Like I said, I'm not going to take that game. Just throwing it out there. I don't even know why I put it on here. I really don't. There was a couple other games I could have put on here. It's just that I finally went on. I threw $50 onto the online thing, and man, the potential. The game that you guys got on there, it's just incredible compared to what I get. I get like 9 games out of 46 on Proline to choose from. It's ridiculous. I didn't even bet Proline, so I just tried this one out. I didn't do very well. I really didn't because I went along with my picks. And one guy told me if you're going to do online betting, stay away from the parlays. Of course, I've been on Proline so long, it's hard to stay off the Prolines, and I kind of wasted some money on Prolines, and I should have left it alone. Because, like I said, I was winning 4 out of 6 games, 4 out of 7 games, 3 out of 5 games, and I'm like, fuck. Anyways, okay, so here we go. Next game. Sorry, that's all personal stuff. Colorado, Arizona State. Arizona State did really well against Michigan, but they still don't have any offense, have no offense. So it's going to be, and I think that they held Michigan State, who also has 0 for offense. They got nothing. I think Montez is going to be a lot harder to contain, right? Even in a losing game, Colorado is basically could still run the numbers up, and the fact that Arizona State is going to have to outgun Montez, I don't know. This was going to be tight, but they got Arizona at a -8, and that's the reason why I took this game. Take Colorado and the 8 points. I think Colorado should say because Arizona is facing a lot tougher offense than now. If you look on the other side, Arizona State's at home, and they're 3-0. But how long do you think these guys are going to last? Seriously, I don't know if they have the team to challenge in the Pac-12. I guess we're going to know. We're going to find out. They're starting to move into divisional play. I'm just going to look. I know they got Michigan State. Who else did they play? They went up against Sacramento State, 19-7. and Kent State, who's not doing very well this year either. I think they're 0-3. They beat them 30-7. So, like I said, as you can see, they don't really run up a lot of numbers. This is a good money line pick, you know. I think this is and it's a good point spread pick. So I'm picking Colorado in this one to cover to cover the 8. Is that the right term when you have the 8 points? I'll take them with the 8 points. How does that sound? All right. So yeah. So take Colorado with the +8. And I think that's it, right? Oh no, shit, no. What did I just take here? Is this the right one? Yeah, this is the right one. Look for. Oh no, this is the right one. Okay. Sorry guys. I thought it was my underdog pick, but no, it's different. All right, so that's basically it. That's all I got. I hope you have better luck than I did. I hope you didn't don't go follow me too good. I hope you followed me on the 5 winners. So that would have been nice for you. So, like I said, I'm gonna try to lean a little more towards gut on this, and see if that actually helps pick uh, a better record. Because, like I said, I'm starting to get into the stats, starting to listen to the other people, and I'm like, you know, well that guy makes sense, yeah. And then, of course, he was so far off, it's not even funny. And you can't blame him because I went for it, right? So, anyways, like I said, hope you have a better week. And so I still got the money line picks to come out and the NFL picks. I'll try to have them out by the end of today. All right, sooner the better. You take care and have a very, very good week. Bye bye.